Not a lot of people join the military for the investing opportunities, but we just found out one soldier bet on his own classified raid and made $400,000, so you learn something new every day. A U.S. Special Forces soldier just helped plan a covert military raid to capture the president of Venezuela. He then opened a Polymarket account and bet $33,000 that the raid would happen. He made $409,000 and then he tried to delete his account. Cover his tracks. He's special forces after all. But then he got arrested. So this man has had access to some of the most classified intelligence on planet Earth, and his plan for monetizing it was a prediction market account and a prayer to customer service. If you saw my video about the guy who just rigged a Polymarket weather bet with a hairdryer, things have escalated. So this guy's name is Gannon Ken Van Dyke. That's a military name. Master Sergeant, active duty since 2008. He helped to plan and execute Operation Absolute Resolve, which is the mission that captured Nicolas Maduro and his wife from a resident in Caracas at 3 a.m. It involved helicopters, armed extraction, escort to a Manhattan courthouse. Van Dyke was one of the guys photographed afterward on the deck in fatigues holding a rifle, feeling good after making good. The week before the raid, Van Dyke created an account and placed 13 bets. All yes. The markets were U.S. forces in Venezuela by January 31st, Maduro out by January 31st, will the U.S. invade Venezuela by January 31st, and Trump invokes war powers against Venezuela by January 31st. He really covered his bases. He started small, under $100 in bets, and then the night before the raid, he put $32,537 on a single contract. Maduro out by January 31st. Hours later, the raid happened. This is either the luckiest guy on earth or he might know something. That one bet returned 1,242%. That's $404,222. Incredible prediction powers. The cover-up was spectacular. Day of the raid, this guy withdrew most of the money to a foreign crypto vault. Then 3 days later, he asked Polymarket to delete his account. He told them he'd lost access to his email. He changed the email on his crypto exchange to a burner he'd made weeks earlier. This was a special operation all in itself. But this guy had signed non-disclosure agreements promising to never reveal classified information by, quote, writing, words, conduct, or otherwise. I would say placing 13 bets on the exact operation you're about to execute is very much otherwise. Trump was asked about this situation in the Oval Office. His answer was, that's like Pete Rose betting on his own team. Kind of like he was defending him. Pete Rose is the all-time hits leader in baseball history. He got caught betting on his own games while managing the Reds. He was banned from the sport for life. He never made it into the Hall of Fame. The comparison that the president chose was a little odd. He said, if he bet against his team, that would be no good, but he bet on his own team. So he's essentially saying betting on a classified military raid you helped plan is fine as long as you bet that it would work. And then he said the whole world, unfortunately, has become somewhat of a casino. It's worth noting who owns the casino. Donald Trump Jr. has a stake in Polymarket through his venture capital fund, 1789 Capital, and he sits on its advisory board. He also advises Kalshi, the main competitor. Polymarket's valuation has increased nearly tenfold to $9.6 billion since Trump Jr.'s fund invested. The Trump organization is building its own prediction market called Truth Predict. The administration has also sued states that tried to ban prediction markets under gambling laws. The CFTC chair, who's Trump's appointee, wrote a Wall Street Journal op-ed calling prediction markets bets exciting products. And Polymarket's biggest trading day of the year was the day that Trump threatened to send troops into Iran. The more unpredictable the president is, the more bets get placed. The more bets, the more fees. The platform monetizes chaos, and the president's family owns part of the house. To be clear, this is a problem with Polymarket specifically. It's built on the blockchain. It operates offshore. It was literally banned from the US from 2022 to 2025 after the CFTC fined it. Technically came back when the Trump administration loosened the rules right around the time that Trump Jr. invested. Coincidental. The Maduro bets happened on the international site outside US regulation. Americans can access Polymarket with a VPN. It's just difficult. War-related markets are illegal under federal law. Polymarket offers them anyway. Fine. And when bets settle on the blockchain, they cannot be reversed, even when everyone knows the outcome was rigged. Kalshi, other major prediction market that goes head-to-head with Polymarket on basically everything. They're US-based, and when 3 congressional candidates got caught betting on their own races this week, Kalshi suspended and fined them. Kalshi can do stuff like that. They can reverse trades. Polymarket can't. The soldiers' bets paid out. The blockchain doesn't have a "that was fraud" button. Polymarket said today's arrest is proof that the system works, but the system didn't catch this happening. Reporters did. The DOJ investigated for 4 months. The bets had already settled and paid out long before anyone was arrested. So a system worked, but it wasn't theirs. Meanwhile, the president's son owns a stake in the platform. The president's own unpredictability is also the platform's business model. Trump's actions make up a lot of bets on Polymarket. The world has become a casino, according to Trump, but he left out the part where his family owns a big piece of it.